Alright. I got hella notes though. I'm not fucking put the, oh, there you go. You know how it is, it always takes a second for the motherfuckers that come into the live.
Oh, yeah.
People like, oh shit, 30 minutes in, I see you got a live going. You know, it's not, yeah. Yeah. Okay, I see people coming in this bitch. What's up? I know y'all up. I know what you up for.
At 1 a.m. too?
Yeah, they all watching the same. People that's up is either from another country, another time zone, or they watching this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see why else we'd be up.
I mean, yeah, it's the biggest night of the year, you know?
What is it? It's a Wednesday, or is it Wednesday now? It's a Tuesday night? Ain't no Tuesdays that entertaining, bro.
Nah, ain't no way, man.
Yeah, man. So, if I be sit with you, actually, I might
That's cool, man.
so I can be a little closer to the mic, maybe.
We
Sweet.
got this big couch.
Sweet. Man, so, I guess all things considered, man, Trump probably gonna win, right?
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, there's that, no doubt about it, dude.
At this point, it would be crazy theft.
Yeah.
At this point, it'd be like they just asking for that.
I mean, they would have to drop like 200,000 votes to Trump's 0, like instantly almost, with like what, like 90-some% of the voting, like in places like Pennsylvania and Georgia and Michigan and Wisconsin. I mean, it's basically impossible for them to like steal it at this point, right?
You know, like mathematically, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I heard that bitch talking about it like, well, Biden won Wisconsin on Thursday last election cycle, and he won Pennsylvania that Friday, three days later that Friday.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers have got it in their mind that this shit is still possible, yo.
Yeah.
That's the only way that you can have 95% of the fucking votes in, and they're like, nah, we still don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was that way last time because the elections were still so close.
Yeah.
You know, like at this point, it's not even close. Like if it was still like a close election in Pennsylvania and Wisconsin and Michigan and Georgia, then I can understand. Oh well, let's just wait for everything to be counted. You know, and that won't, you know, finish voting until, you know, later on this week. But it's like they can keep counting the votes all they want, but I mean it's just too big of a gap, you know, that it's just there's no way it'll happen, you know.
You only got so many registered voters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, like, I got, like, I guess my, you know, at some level, like, everything's a gift and a curse, and I was like, fuck, okay, you know, like we were talking about earlier, it's cool, like, Trump being in, you know, there's going to be a surge in the markets, you know, initially, and so that helps people's retirements, their 401ks and stuff.
Yeah.
But then at, like, another level, I'm just like, now people I feel like are more back invested in elections and elected officials being like, you know, they can kind of hide. I feel like there's going to be a lot of grifters underneath, like.
Yeah. Like people believe that it's a legitimate system.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, like now it's back to being like, oh, elections are real.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I feel like is like, I guess, one of the biggest losses of the win.
Yeah.
For Trump, you know what I mean? It's like, damn, people are like, oh yeah, this shit, everything's real, and then politicians are like, you know, duly elected, and you know, and I think that's the only thing where I'm just like, fuck, man, like now it's gonna be a lot of people getting into office, you know, under the guise of that, of like, you know, over the next few years, if this shit, you know, if they don't do what you were saying, like you were saying, like they're gonna just pull the rug out from the economy. And shit, and then war would just explode everywhere, you know, and then they could just blame it all on MAGA and everything.
Yeah, because like over the past 4 years, they set up the perfect storm. Like they stirred up the pot worldwide so much, you know, just made it, you know, put the world in such a terrible place to where, you know, oh, let's just, hand the reins over to Trump, like, after everything we've created.
Yeah.
You know? And it's the worst time to actually, become a president because of the mess that you gotta clean up. I mean, it's gonna take longer than 4 years to fix this. It doesn't matter how great Trump is and
30 trillion in debt.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're just not gonna fix certain things overnight.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things he can do in 4 years, but I mean, the damage that's been done it's just gonna take a lifetime of undoing,
Yeah. At this point, it's like a motherfucker ruined their whole life, but then they find God at the end and they they have a kid late in their life and they're like, look, bro, do shit right, and then the next generations can maybe prosper.
Yeah.
But
because the situation that we're in now, we haven't just gotten here over the past 4 years. Like, this has just been a culmination of events from just decades and decades of,
fuckery.
wrong decisions.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's like, it's just always like gonna be a gradient, man, winning and losing. It's like, all right, now people believe elections is real. If they did the COVID shit under Trump, I feel like for whatever reason, if they're letting Trump get the White House again and they're letting them get the Senate and the House, then it's got to be something coming that's going to be a big stop to that. You know what I mean? Like some type of balancing act in the fucking towel of politics.
Yeah, because when you have all three of those, areas in full control, I mean, Trump didn't even have that in 2016, did he?
And they got the Supreme Court too. So you got the judicial, executive, and the legislative.
So from 2016 to 2020, like, he didn't even have at any point.
No, he
never
didn't.
had.
I think at one point he had
all three?
Yeah, I think well, not the judicial maybe. Maybe the judicial was still.
Oh, but he appointed 3.
Yeah.
Supreme Court judges.
Yeah, but I think that was after he had lost the House in 2018. They lost the House in 2018. Yeah. I think because they got it all. I think in 2016 they got the Senate and the House, and then 2018 they lost the House, and then I think the Senate became tied. But so since they had the tie-breaking vote with Pence, then they were allowed to get some things through.
Uh-huh.
But then 2020 they lost the Senate and they lost everything. They lost the Senate, the House, and the executive. But they retained the judicial because he appointed those 3 judges.
And then 22 is when we got the House back.
Yeah, to stop Biden. So now they got every branch of government the majority is MAGA. You know what I mean? Or people posing as MAGA. I don't know how many people it's really.
Because it's popular.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not posing as MAGA, then it's like you're not going to be popular with the voters because the voters, that's what they want. They want Trump. And they want a Trump-style senator or a Trump-style representative, And so, I mean,
the governor.
They're just going with, like, what's cool at the time.
Yeah.
And if you're not, rolling with that, then you're just not going to get popular or elected, and people's not going to really want you.
Yeah, you're just going to fucking quit, like McCarthy and McConnell and Romney. They all quit because they know that the jig is up for the establishment Republican.
Exactly.
You can't.
And now he's on Fox News.
Yeah, they can't reinvent themselves as a MAGA dude now. They just gotta just be in Fox News and shit. But there's gonna be dudes that are just snakes that are like, yo, I'll fucking just, or chameleons. That are like, I'll just reinvent I'll just be a MAGA dude, and then there'll be fucking,
a regular dude behind the scenes.
Just a scab, a grifter or whatever, a scavenger in the system. So I think it's like that's the thing, I guess, that. Like I'm saying, like as far as elections go, you're gonna have a lot of people under the fucking curtain of MAGA, like that. The average person that is into MAGA, like an average motherfucker or whatever, like they just don't want high taxes and they want like prosperity for their kids and like basic stuff.
Yeah.
But then there's gonna be people that's like playing on that politically. I feel like.
Yeah, they're not delivering.
Yeah, and they just know that they can ride the coattails of the MAGA.
Get elected.
Yeah. So I think that's like the only thing, like. But at the same time, like you're saying, man, like, I think that they're gonna I think it's gonna be so much bullshit between now and Inauguration Day.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then,
I mean, how many days? It's like 100 days or
something like that, right?
90 some days.
Was it November 4th? So what? Two months until the certification election, January 6th, and then another 2 weeks after. 2 weeks and 2 months. So like
That's a lot of time,
70 some days. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot can happen, man.
Yeah, bro. Mad shit can happen, man. I just feel like.
It is crazy though, because like in 2020, everybody knew like how blatantly obvious that it was stolen, you know.
Yeah.
And there was absolutely no denying it, and like just even regular people that voted for Trump, just everybody knew that it was just stolen, you know. I mean, the evidence was just completely irrefutable.
And it was
Like,
brazen
you know,
theft with the Senate too.
Yeah.
Because they stole it in the Senate bad, bro. I feel like
Yeah.
because that broke the tiebreaker in Atlanta when they stole Georgia. Like it don't make sense, man. It don't make sense that Virginia just went blue. They just elected a Republican governor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, how you gonna have enough? How you gonna get a Republican governor and then swing blue in the national election? It don't really make sense. And then the same thing in Georgia is like Kemp and Raffensperger win the governor and the attorney general, but they're fucking.
And then at Raphael.
Warnock. Yeah.
Yeah, Raphael was his first name, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, who votes for a fucking Republican governor and then goes down ballot and votes
Nobody.
Democrat senator? It don't make sense.
Because everybody just
Yeah, all the way down. I don't know nobody that's like, well, I like Trump nationally, but like, I'm a liberal fucking locally. I don't know nobody like that, you know? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know that exists, bro. And so I just feel like it's just a bunch of fuckery. But I don't know yeah. I don't know. To me, that it's like what?
So maybe this was on purpose, though. You think? Like, oh well, let's just let Trump win this time. Let's restore faith in the system.
Yeah, and
like this is exactly what needed to happen, because if it would have happened again, and if it was stolen again, and that like Harris actually would have won, then at that point it would have just been spilling over the edge. Like this is just absolutely insane. Everybody in the world would just this is it. Like,
we're buying bullets and growing and having homesteads.
Yeah.
Everybody was just been in compound mode, I feel
because it would have pushed people, like, what other option would they have? They can't rely on their government anymore. It's obviously fake and rigged and stolen, and the people that are being elected are not actually representing the will of the people, you know? So it's like, you know, the only other direction you can go is, you know, self-reliance, you know? So it's like, I mean, it would have woken a lot more people up if Kamala would have won.
Yeah, I know that's the tragedy of it.
You know,
that's the one tragedy of it. Yeah,
it would have really gone it would have just gone to rock bottom.
Yeah, where
if it never reaches rock bottom, then you'll just everything's alright. You know, I can just keep doing what I've been doing. You know?
And certain shit just will never get investigated. I feel like.
Yeah.
And so I that's the thing is like, I'm looking at it like, damn, how's this gonna balance out? Because it feels good that, honestly, because fuck the mainstream media and everything they have to say and everything. So it's like great to see CNN being like, you know what I mean? It's great to see that kind of shit, you know what I mean? But at the same,
it's humbling for them, you know? It's like,
like we were wrong, like and shit like that. That's good to see because it's like y'all have no credibility. You definitely, all your polls were lies. Obviously, if you told all your people that she was gonna win and she was ahead in Iowa and shit like that, you brought all these people, you know, to the voting booths thinking that they actually had a say something. They knew they was getting a mollywop landslide.
And they're still kind of silly because they're like, oh well, do you think Harris lost because Biden dropped out too late? Or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, or like, do you think that America's just not ready for a woman president or a black woman president? That's
not the reason. That's not the reason why.
It ain't got nothing to do with it. It's like plenty of fucking qualified women and black women or mixed women that's fucking more qualified than that broad. It's not that they're not the ones running. It happens to be this one.
Exactly.
It would be racist to elect her. I feel like you know what I mean, to be like, well, we just take It's like if you had a Down syndrome black person, like we elect that one. That's the one we, just to get
the worst one possible.
Yeah, and it's like this is not what it means to be mixed or black or whatever.
Well, she's not a true reflection.
Yeah, I mean,
she's not. It's not like.
Yeah, I don't think most people can identify with her if they have any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, she fucking went to high school in Canada. You know what I mean? Like her mom's Indian. She was raised by her mom. Some people understand that. You raised by your mom, your dad went around. A lot of people, I think, that can identify with that.
Exactly.
But I think that, generally speaking, most people didn't go to high school in Canada. No. They don't have, they just don't have her life experience, I feel like, is not an average American. Just like Obama, fucking from Hawaii.
Exactly.
Not that many motherfuckers went through that.
And she wants to relate, telling everybody how she grew up in a middle class family and how she worked at McDonald's and whatever. But it's like, she'll never know what that life is like. She'll never understand the true struggles that people are going through every single day. Working 2 jobs to try to feed their family, or just trying to survive out here. Just with these incredible astronomical interest rates and these house payments and car insurance and grocery bills and gasoline prices and rent prices. I mean, she's never gonna understand any of that,
Yeah.
So it's like it doesn't matter how much what her rhetoric is like. She'll never be able to relate to just regular middle class people like me and you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, she don't speak like it would be different if she was like, look, I came from a different experience. This was my experience, but I know politics and I know what Americans want, and then she was just being honest about it. That'd be different, Like, cause not saying all rich motherfuckers is bad. Obviously, if I'm saying I'd rather Trump be in, obviously I'm not. Motherfuckers with more money than me, they can actually do some good things. It's possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying they're just automatically bad.
Yeah, because at least Trump isn't denying that he grew up kind of like.
Yeah, he's more well off than a lot of people. Yeah.
Like, he's not over here faking like he was a middle class. Like, he's not pretending like he was struggling or that he did grow up, having a financially, difficult life,
Yeah, he's not out here like, my mom was I'm Native American or some shit like that. Yeah. He's not going there. He's not going there. He's like, I'm Trump, bro.
I'm a billionaire. I mean, that's just who I am. This is what I've done. Like.
Yeah, I mean,
it is more authentic,
Yeah.
And you can just tell by just listening to him.
Yeah, it's like, it's not, I mean, if those are the choices we have, Trump all day. Every fucking day of the week I'm going with Trump over. If those are my choices, if that's what I mean, I don't vote in general, but if I fucking did and I had to vote, somebody put a gun in my head, I vote for Trump. Yeah, it's not, I wouldn't think about it, But
it wouldn't be no choice at all.
Yeah, no. I'm not going to die for Kamala. But but I just felt like it's just pointless for me to vote in California. It's going to go blue, it's rigged.
Yeah.
And it's pointless to vote in New Jersey. It's going to go, it's probably, it's rigged. And then if I voted here in Alabama, it's like,
it's going to be red.
It makes no point. If I lived in Wisconsin, Pennsylvania or something, then maybe it would make sense to go vote.
Yeah.
But it don't really. It's like really like elections for
or swing state like Georgia or North Carolina, Virginia or Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. If it's just, the less than 10 states that are swing states,
Yeah.
That really would be the only.
That's the only real election. Everything else is everything else is rigged, kind of. And it's in some respect, like it's not budging really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if Trump loses Alabama, then he probably lost 48 other states. You know what I'm saying? If it got to that point where he actually lost states like Alabama and Tennessee and Kentucky, then he lost everything.
He'd have to be lighting American flags on fire and shooting people in the face in the street. This is like I don't know, because at some level it's like people are not perfect, so you can't expect. You're not expecting fucking God to be in there in the Oval Office. You know what I mean? You just want a person that has God, a communication or a connection with God in themselves to be in there, to where okay, they have some higher accountability going on inside themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And honestly, you kind of don't know with either one of them. But I just feel like Trump's track record I mean, I did better financially in those years. And that's kind of the bottom line. You know what I mean? You know, I don't know. You know, I don't know how this shit's gonna go. I just think there's gonna be some balancing stop, because you can't have all the cards like that. You gotta, at some point you're gonna play cards and hands gonna get, you know what I mean? The shit's gonna get shuffled around and you're not gonna have all them cards. And I just feel like for them to have judiciary, executive, legislative all at once like that, it's gonna, like, we need it. We must need it for something. Something's coming that we need that for. That's how I feel like.
Because it's like, do we really think that the other side is gonna just lay down and roll over, you know, and accept this, like, and just be like, oh, okay, well, we'll just wait until 2028, you know, it'll be okay, we'll have it. They're not gonna do that, you know.
Hell no, bro.
I mean, they're gonna take advantage of every chance they got, pull every single lever they can pull, push every single button they can push, and absolutely pull the rug up from underneath them. I mean, it's, you know, you've got the stuff happening overseas. You've got like 10,000 North Korean troops is literally sitting on the Russian border right now, fighting for Russia against Ukraine.
Yeah.
I mean, Israel is directly bombing Iran and Lebanon and Palestine. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just progressively gotten a little bit worse and a little bit worse and a little bit worse, and it has shown zero signs of improvement. Like, I can understand, like, oh, well, it'll be okay. Nothing's gonna happen over there. It'll all go peaceful again. I could believe that if we were actually showing some gradual signs of improvement. Yeah. But it's actually been the opposite. It's been gradual signs of decline. You know.
Yeah, man.
Rising tensions all over the world, you know, and it's not getting any better, you know.
No, I don't think so, bro. Let's see what he's saying. They called it for Pennsylvania finally, bro.
Really?
Finally, bro. They finally called it, man.
Golly, man.
Yeah, so he's at 267 now.
How much percentage then?
Let me see.
Won the popular vote.
This just sounds hilarious whenever he talks.
Yeah. But they're not gonna call it for Trump yet, for the whole thing.
He just needs to win Alaska.
How much is that?
He's up like 30,000. He'll have the vote.
That'll happen soon, man.
Should happen in any second. He's up in Nevada, 55,000, 80% left.
What about Arizona?
He's up 30,000.
It's game over, man.
Yeah.
Is he still winning Wisconsin and Michigan?
Yeah. 100,000, 100,000 in Wisconsin.
Wow. That's crazy, man.
Almost 300,000 in Michigan.
Yeah,
75% in.
Jeez.
And every week they're like, it's razor thin the polls. It's close. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy that the facade that the media tries to, portray, to like kind of force the American people to, have a certain idea of the way things are when it's completely false,
It's so far from the truth that this shit was ever close. It was never close at any time for it to get to this point right here.
And they did the same thing in 2016 when he was running against Hillary. The polls were saying that Hillary was absolutely stomping him.
Trying to make people not vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the results happened, and it just completely debunked every single poll.
Yeah, and then from that point on, I feel like the media has lost more and more credit and then this
Yeah.
shit shifted into like people getting this shit from like Alex Jones and everything, and then they fucking ban Alex Jones from iTunes and fucking Apple and YouTube and everything, and then it got to the point where they're banning me. You know what I mean? Like, the fuck, you know what I mean? I don't even have a crazy. I read 13,000 followers. You ban me, bro?
That's insane,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
That just shows the desperation they
Yeah,
have, you know?
yeah, man.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I wonder how many people got kneecapped that just, could have really, like, flourished and brought shit into the world, and then now they have to fucking
do
work
it on a smaller scale.
now they work at 7-Eleven now, and they don't do it no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they just like, fuck it, what's the point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy how many people just, like, probably was forced to just quit. Like, I can't do this shit no more.
Yeah.
I ain't getting money. Because, like, I could easily live off it. I had 13,000 motherfuckers, and I could easily live well in California off of that. So I can only imagine, you know what I mean? Like, my sister got like 80-something thousand followers,
That's a lot, dude.
Yeah, and I'd be like, damn, I don't ever ask her about how she's doing as far as money. But I just be like, damn, man, like, you live in Atlanta, shit is cheaper. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah, she's probably doing fine, dude.
yeah.
I mean, if I'm just,
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but like,
Yeah.
I'm just assuming.
I think she's alright, man.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy, bro, because, like, I was like, man, it's not like I'm killing motherfuckers. As far as financially, I'm not, like,
Yeah.
getting to a point where I'm that much of a threat financially to where I can, like, be building my fucking shit up to where you have to worry about me, like,
You're not on some billionaire type shit.
yeah, they kneecapped me. So I just be like, damn, I wonder how many people got kneecapped, and I wonder, like, where I could have been if it was unabated.
Yeah.
If I could have just kept growing. I don't know if it would have been like a false growth, though. Maybe I'd have got too ahead of myself. Maybe it's for the best. Sometimes I think it's like maybe it's for the best. I don't know. But
It probably is, man.
yeah, maybe I just wasn't ready for like the shit to keep. Because I was gaining traction, you know what I mean? Really good traction, and I think maybe I was getting traction but going the wrong way.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Because, I mean, the Tao Te Ching talks about, basically saying, like, everything's perfect the way it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Everything's a gradual move to perfection.
Yeah, maybe it's just kind of hard for us in our perspective to realize that, the way things are is perfect,
Yeah. It's as it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's crazy, man. I mean, like we were saying, basic shit though, bro. Cheaper gas prices, lower interest rates, fucking cheaper food.
Better jobs.
Yeah, better jobs, fucking,
safety.
Yeah, safety. Fucking less child trafficking. People, because, like we were talking about, man. They were like, he's separating kids from their parents at the border. It's because, like, now motherfuckers can just, like, take a kid, some cartel blood, like, take this kid. Now you can get into the country and get your family money. Like, act like it's your family. They don't do blood tests no more. So now you can just get in, and then the kid will get smuggled back, and then just give it to the next motherfucker. Like, here
You
you
can
go.
just claim any kid and be like, oh, this is my son.
Yeah.
His name is Tommy.
Yeah. He's sleepy right now. Motherfucker just knocked out.
Yeah. It's been a long drive,
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Oh, come on in.
Yeah, just letting them in. So it's like,
Rinse and repeat, man.
yeah, so you look at it like, alright, man, like that type of shit gotta stop.
I mean, I'd be crying and upset too if I was trying to get in, like, oh, they wouldn't let me in, like they separated me from my family,
Yeah.
I'd be acting like that too.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I mean,
yeah, like, oh man, I'm supposed to be, because then now you think your money's threatened.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to, because it's fucking, it probably will fuck with your money or something,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? So they're like, that's my uncle. That's my fucking brother, or that's whoever, and just lying.
Because they're coming in here to do something. They got some type of agenda and objective, whether...
Yeah, they just be recycling them kids, man, because there's no track of them, so they can just come back in, change their name to Jorge or fucking Jose, and just keep going back, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever they gotta do to smuggle motherfuckers through, man.
Man.
So yeah, like that's what the one thing we were talking about, though, like the tariffs, though, because the president can only pull so many levers.
Yeah.
But the tariffs can like deter. You were saying this shit about, because you work in the auto industry.
Uh-huh.
And you were saying like they wanted to put. He said you could put in 20% tariffs on like Mexico or China bringing shit in through Mexico, would deter them from doing that.
Yeah, I mean, shit, they wouldn't even dare.
Yeah, it wouldn't be worth it.
They wouldn't even think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, after, the big three went on those strikes last year, and they won those record-breaking contracts and those big raises and bigger bonuses and better benefits, it came at a cost because they went on strike for 6 weeks and, Stellantis, which owns like Chrysler and Dodge and Jeep now, and, General Motors and Ford, they lost a lot of money. Every single day that those plants were on strike, they were losing millions and millions of dollars because they weren't producing anything. And so the Ford CEO came out and said, basically, after these strikes, they're going to think twice about where they're going to build more plants at.
They're supposed to be building the biggest plant in the world in Mexico, I heard.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I heard that China was going to build the biggest fucking car manufacturing plant in the world in Mexico.
Yeah.
But they were going to wait till after the election.
Yeah.
So.
Because they're trying to get into the North American market. It's because I know that they were trying to sell Chinese-made cars in America, and it's basically getting struck down. Like, it's not legal. Like, the government isn't. I guess even the Biden administration is sitting there like, that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
That's not a good idea.
I'm not going to have no leverage.
Yeah.
You don't let that happen, yeah.
Because, I mean, it would smoke everything. They would just completely...
Saturate the market, right?
Yeah, it would be just cheap. It would just be cheap.
Amazon cars.
Yeah, like, people are going to go with the cheapest option.
Especially if they have no options,
Exactly.
money-wise.
You have American-made toilet paper versus Chinese-made toilet paper. Everybody's going to choose a Chinese-made toilet paper because it's going to be cheaper to make in China because the land over there is cheaper. It's cheaper for the materials and labor to build the factory, and it's cheaper to pay the workers over there. The labor cost is just way cheaper down there, and so it's just exponentially cheaper for them to build it there and then ship it over here and sell it here, especially when it's a free trade and they can just ship it over here for free without any tariffs. They can keep that price as low as possible, which will encourage people to buy their product when they go to Walmart. It doesn't matter if you're in Alaska or Alabama, that's what they're going to choose. And that's why every single thing you see when you go to Target and Walmart is just made in China stuff. Because why wouldn't a company move their factory over there just to stay afloat and to make more profits and to have bigger profit shares and whatever and have a more successful business? Because at the end of the day, they're trying to keep profit margins as high as possible. They're trying to make the most money and spend the less. And it's just a better business move to move overseas.
It's not personal.
Yeah, it's not. It's just business.
Yeah.
It's not that, they hate America or American workers suck. It's just that it's a better business idea.
It's like that's why all these plants are here in Alabama.
Yeah.
Because the minimum wage is lower here, and the
Yeah.
taxes are. You saying that they don't even tax motherfuckers
Yeah.
on the land, or they gave the land up or something.
Yeah, like we've got a Mercedes factory here. We've got a Honda factory here. We've got a Hyundai factory here. We've got a Toyota engine plant here. We got a kind of like a joint Toyota Mazda assembly plant here. And, I know for, one of the plants, the Mercedes plant, they basically gave them the land for free. The state of Alabama bought the land and they basically gave it to Mercedes for free. And I mean, from what I've heard, they don't even pay the power bill. And I mean, when you're talking about a facility that big, running basically 24/7 with all those lights and all those heavy machinery, I mean, it's probably just
Crazy electric bill.
crazy electric.
But I guess the taxes on, like you were saying, that the taxes, the state income tax on the employees and stuff, that somehow worth it.
Yeah. Well, also, you've got traditionally like your German automakers like Volkswagen, you know, BMW and Mercedes, you know, the salaries that they're paying their workers in Germany is way higher than anywhere else in the world. You know, like, they can build a plant in Alabama, you know, where the land is given to them by the government, and they have all these tax benefits and all these incentives to go there, and pay the workers less, because the cost of living is a lot lower in Alabama than it is compared to Germany. You know, everything is cheaper here in Alabama than it is in Germany, so it's like, you know, the workers can still have a kind of equal, you know, quality of life, but they can pay the workers a lot less, you know?
Yeah.
And
I mean, $7.50 an hour is like offshore work. Minimum wage here is $7.50 an hour, $7.25 an hour.
yeah, $7.25, yeah.
That's like almost like offshore work. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like if you can, because you can't, like nowhere else in the country really can even give people that kind of money
Yeah.
for salary or for.
And I mean, they're not paying anybody at that plant $7.25.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess.
It's still like, you know, the best paying jobs here.
Yeah.
But even the best paying jobs here is nothing compared to what they are in Germany.
Yeah, like if you had that, but if you had that same plant in California, it's getting banged up in taxes, and then the minimum wage probably because they're gonna say like, you know, it's gonna be competitive, and like
Yeah.
you need to have it at this level, or
Yeah.
and it wouldn't make sense. It'd just be like we're losing money just to have this shit in California.
Yeah. And I mean, you pay the workers what they make here, and you pay them the same amount of money that they make in Germany, and you probably won't even be able to live off of it, barely. You know?
Yeah, man.
But I mean,
Yeah.
having free trade like that, it really discourages businesses from investing in America. Because it's always going to be cheaper. The land is always going to be cheaper. The labor is always going to be cheaper everywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
And
And then they be having raw materials in other parts of the world. Like, you know, they be having the coal or the steel or whatever. You know, what I mean, they have the raw material. Like, and then you can fuck that country kind of. Like when I was different countries I lived in, they'd be like, yo, we have raw material, but we don't have the refineries like Brazil or Egypt.
Yeah.
They're like, we don't have the refineries and shit. So we get fucking smoke selling our raw materials. But if we could refine it, then we can sell it more, and then people have better living.
Yeah.
You know, because it would just be more jobs. You know, as far as the whole refining process and everything.
Yeah.
But if you just fucking sell the raw goods, then countries can just come up on you. Like, oh well, you know, we'll refine it in our country. Like they ship fucking garbage ass oil from Venezuela up here, like tar, and then we fucking refine it in New Jersey or probably Alabama. Maybe they got refineries.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, and then yeah, so then it doesn't really make sense. You know what I mean? Like when we could just, you know, drill our own oil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And bring the oil prices down, and people can have some life to live, some leeway in their spending. And then I think at that point, then people have kids totally differently, and then some of them kids will invent some shit, magnetic cars and shit like that, because they won't be thinking about survival. They'll be like inventive.
Exactly.
So, but if you still think about gas prices, like I know a lot of people will be like environmentalist purists and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it probably might sound crazy to some people where I'll be like, yo, we should drill oil and everything. But I'm like, bro, we're all dependent on it. We have to use this shit until we find another means. And so might as well just do it, you know, bring the price down, do it the cleanest way we can, and then...
Like, it really closes off a lot of people from exploring being concerned about other things, really. Because, like, if you're concerned about how you're gonna, you know, put food on the table, or how you're gonna make this much rent, or how you're gonna make this car payment before it gets fucking, you know, repossessed, then you're not gonna be worried about growing a garden.
No.
You're not gonna be worried about, trying to get your body right, because that's the least of your worries when you can't even pay the power bill because you can't afford it or whatever.
Yeah. It totally shifts your will, puts your will in a different place.
Exactly.
But then you would even have to be thinking of because your thoughts are locked into a certain sphere of thinking. Like, it's like I was saying about the AI shit, man. Like, they probably do read people's thoughts, but if the average person just gets up, goes to work, and then have McDonald's or something or whatever, they cycle to Starbucks or whatever, and then they go to sleep and they scroll or whatever. It's like there's only so many thoughts available to this motherfucker. It's not even much to read. You know, and there's not much going on. They're not really inventing anything to where
Exactly.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So like, what do you think that most Alabamans want to do? Do they want to just get property in the countryside, or they want to go to other parts of the country?
Oh shoot, man, I don't know. I mean,
You think that most people here like it here, or no?
I do remember growing up, man, like in high school, and the whole attitude was basically like, there's nothing here, there's nothing to do here. This place is so boring. Like, I just want to move away.
Yeah.
A lot of people would just acted like this was just the worst place to be. I mean, it's really not. It's just what's your value system? Like, what do you value more?
Yeah. Like, but like, do people? I mean, people in Alabama, I guess, if they grew up here and they experienced this place, then they might value like the countryside or like
exactly.
the waterways, the waterfalls, the caves,
exactly.
the hiking, the fucking. Some people are gonna fish the beaches. They might.
The growing season.
Yeah, you got crazy. I mean, it's subtropical out this bitch. You can grow fucking everything basically.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
I mean.
But I mean, people don't give a shit about the growing season when they're never gonna grow anything ever.
Yeah, and I think it's really hard for so-called black folks to get over that issue of like working on the land, because it's like this idea of like that's like going back to slavery.
Yeah.
Where it's like this is the only thing that's gonna bring you into liberation.
Exactly.
It's such a crazy wall. I feel like I run into a lot. Like it feels like somehow more empowering to get like Uber Eats or to go to the grocery store instead of like growing a peach tree or something.
Especially, I mean, if like it was, your own land. Like, I don't see how you could relate that to slavery.
Yeah, but that's why
you're the owner of this land. Like, you've bought it, you've paid it off completely, you have the deed. All you have to do is pay the taxes on it. And it's yours forever. It will never be taken from you. This is your land.
In some states, like Tennessee, you after like 60, you don't even have to pay property taxes.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, here, the property taxes are...
It's like nothing,
kind of low.
It's basically nothing.
Exactly. It's like,
My man got the one dude that did my driveway, he got like a 5-bedroom house. His property tax is like $395. He owned like 3 acres.
Yeah.
It's like $395 a year.
And mine, 9 acres is $15 a year.
That's crazy, bro.
$15 a year.
It costs you more to drive to the post office or something.
Exactly.
Fucking drop the fucking payment off.
Yeah. Freaking homeless people in Atlanta are making $15 a year.
But that's why I feel like
it's not like anyone's gonna struggle to come up with that.
You shouldn't be able to vote though, to me, unless you own land. That's just my opinion. I think that would incentivize people to buy land.
Yeah,
Because if you want to live in the cities and you want to have the conveniences of the city, that's fine, but you shouldn't be allowed to vote. That's just how I feel. Yeah. Unless you own land somewhere else and you choose to live in the city, and whatever, do whatever you want. But I think people should if you don't own land, you shouldn't be able to vote. Because it's like, what the fuck?
That makes sense.
If you're not a landowner, women can own land, men can own land, whatever, gay people can own land, and whatever the fuck, trans people, they can all own land.
Yeah.
All that shit don't matter, white or black or whatever. But if you live in the city and you don't own land, I don't think you should be able to vote.
Yeah, I mean, the opportunity is there. I mean, there is no limitations. It's not like, oh, only this group of people is allowed to contact the realtor and purchase this land. You know what I'm saying? If you have the money, the realtor's not going to be like, oh, no, we're not going to sell it to you. You know, it's
Yeah.
just, you know,
Yeah, and I just think it just incentivizes people to go out and get a half acre.
Yeah.
Go out and get a quarter acre or get a third of an acre, whatever it is, just to have some kind of land so that you have some say-so in society.
Yeah.
And then you got the land, you might as well do something with it. You know, it might be a community garden, or you might just fucking ride quads on it or something. Whatever, you know what I mean? Or fish, something.
And I mean, grow the best tasting and most nutritious food you could possibly have, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it really is the ideal to you know, do that.
Yeah.
I mean, the money, you know, the money I spend on rent, I could use that money to, like, you know, build a house on some property, you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and you got whole areas like that are. You got a county here in Alabama that's basically completely unrestricted, so you can just build kind of whatever you want it. And I just feel like people don't look into that type of shit. They just want to get an apartment or whatever the fuck they want, or they want to get a mortgage.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, you can fucking build your own. You can buy a fucking place.
Yeah.
Build your crib for like a fraction of that. Then you know how to build stuff.
Yeah, like a lot of people I talk to about like land is that they just don't want to live far away from the city. I think that's probably the main thing that's preventing people from actually, you know, moving out to the countryside. Is that they don't want to be far away from their conveniences.
Yeah.
Like if they, you know, go eat at McDonald's every day, then they want to be right next to that McDonald's. You know, they don't want to drive 30 minutes to the grocery store.
That's just crazy to me. I don't know if it's because I've traveled or because I've driven a lot across the country or whatever. But so in California, I live an hour from Whole Foods or Sprouts or Walmart or whatever. Mm-hmm. And my place out here in the South, I live an hour from Whole Foods or whatever, you know, or Sprouts or whatever. And to me, that's like, whatever, that's fine. Walmart's like a half hour or 25 minutes or something. And I'm like, that's fine. That's a cool country road drive. It's not like I'm driving in the fucking, like, my sister lives in Atlanta. When she goes to the fucking Sprouts in Atlanta, she's hitting traffic going 10 minutes. Yeah, maybe 10 minutes away. I'm like, well, you're in traffic for a 5-mile ride?
That's miserable.
Yeah, no,
that's miserable.
Yeah, you know, and I'm like, what the fuck is the point of this? Or you're gonna be in a subway system where the air is just garbage, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know, man.
I mean, it's not like, you know, you're 3 hours away from town.
No.
You're just
a nice ride.
An hour isn't that bad.
No, especially when gas is $2.50 a gallon,
exactly.
Right?
It's not that bad.
And if Trump is in, maybe it could be $1.50 a gallon.
Yeah.
And then it's nothing. And then an hour drive is nothing, bro. Like,
yeah. And I mean, really, there's still like affordable land like 30 minutes away from town.
Yeah.
Now, you might not be able to get 200 acres for cheap, but hell, you can't get 200 acres for cheap if you're 3 hours away from town either. You know? So it's like...
Yeah, but that's why I feel like I'm learning from like getting land is like, well, shit, man, if you do your due diligence and like and research and investigate an area or whatever and really spend time doing it, you can find some land and you have a bunch of land all over the country. And then spend different times of the year in different spots. You know what I mean? Like, cause I don't know. I mean, ultimately, like.
And it's easier to do in certain areas too.
Yeah, I'd rather spend like the winter in like Phoenix or San Diego or somewhere like inland California, Inland Empire or something, and then fucking. You can kind of be anywhere else. Anywhere. The rest of the year, I don't really care. You know, winter. If I have a choice, I'd rather be like in like Arizona because you're getting like minimal rain.
Yeah.
And it's nice. It's like 70s every day. You know what I mean?
Clear skies.
Yeah, man.
You know, sunlight every day.
It's nice. You know what I mean? Outside of it, but like, and you could get land in like Southern Arizona for pretty cheap, man. And like,
Oh, I've seen like desert plots like fucking $500 for like 20 acres.
yeah,
It's
no,
like, what the fuck?
back in the
They're
day,
just giving this shit away, man.
yeah, back in the day, it was like $600 an acre by the Grand Canyon. And the Grand Canyon's mad cold in the winter though.
Right.
Yeah, it's mad cold. But I was, that'd be great for the summer. Because
Yeah,
Flagstaff, Northern Arizona is not so bad in the summer. But like, I don't know, I feel like you could get like little plots of land all over and just travel or whatever, have little gardens and stuff, whatever,
Yeah.
and just like, grow shit that comes back.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
like
And-
perennials.
Yeah, and fucking, then if you have other people that's like on the same wave, they could just man those spots. Like,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? You have a spot in Wyoming or wherever, where you spend your summers because it's nice and cool or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then, your place in fucking North Carolina, somebody's just growing shit there. They growing whatever grows the best there, whatever, you know what I mean?
That would be dope.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah, I don't really get it. I think your whole life can kind of be like, I don't want to say vacation because there's no vacancy in that. You're fucking working still.
Yeah.
But it's like, but I feel like it's way more
Yeah.
enjoyable to have that.
It's hard ass work keeping a garden, man.
Yeah, no, it's definitely work, but I think I'd rather do that kind of shit than like work all the time and then like have like concentrated like like a lot of people in America be like, I'm gonna just have 2 weeks for vacation in the summer and that's fucking it. And that like the rest of the year they just fucking slave away and be weekend warriors and just drink on the weekends or whatever. And then they have like 2 weeks in August or something.
That's exactly how it is, man.
For most people, man.
It's just, the only limitation is the money. It's like if we had all the money that we needed to, take care of our, necessities, then it's like, that's the way people would live.
Yeah.
People would live completely different than like, working 40 plus hours a week and having Saturday and Sunday off,
Yeah, man, like it's like the one Tate Chingverse. It's like when you have names and forms, know when their services end or whatever, it's like you have these constructs because like, okay, yeah, I borrow $100 from you. It's like we gotta keep score because like in some respect, like it's gotta be some type of exchange. But ultimately, it's not like it's a point where you like. A human element takes over where you're not really keeping track and like you're just doing what needs to be done.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of the place where money should be, where people should spend the money and exchange money because like you keep a score, you're keeping track of the energy at some level, but it's not like the money that should be the focus.
Exactly.
Like we have a means of exchange or whatever, and it always will be some type of means of exchange, whether it's silver or gold or whatever.
Yeah.
And we fucking we keeping track just for our own selves, but in a moment of emergency or something like that, then that shit's not valued more than like life.
Yeah.
And so it's just I think that's kind of if we could be in that space with money, then it'd be totally different. I feel like as far as like your goals and ambitions, and especially like your community goals and stuff.
Yeah.
Like.
And people aren't even thinking that way with like communities or like how can I get my community right or how can I get my family right, because it's like they don't have the resources to even think about those things.
No, it's like really
they're trying to get themselves right.
Yeah.
So it's like
Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? It's like shelter and food or whatever. If you stuck in shelter and food, you're never gonna get up to like self-realization and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
You're never gonna get that. Yeah. It's a crazy thing, man. Like, I don't know. I got a lot of attachments with shit. Like, as far as like working a job and shit. Like, I feel like I see why people do. Like, my brother started working. Yeah, because he was just hustling for years. You know what I mean? He had jobs at different times. Like. Other than football and like football related stuff, like I only had like little like gigs and stuff. I never really had a job I would go to and clock in and clock out. Like since I was like 14, I had a job when I was like 14, and I was like, I never want to do this shit again. I want to work on by my own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like the one time I was about to get a job as an adult was 2019, and I got to the interview. They gave me the job. They gave me the uniform and everything. I was gonna be like doing like after school care programs for kids.
Oh, okay.
And like that, I think it was like that day or the next day, I ended up getting the infection in my knee and having Lyme disease and everything.
Damn.
And I was just like, I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like I was trying to be just a regular citizen, and this is what happens.
Yeah, let it happen.
Yeah, so I'd be kind of scared, yo. I'd be kind of scared of just, because at one point in my mind, like, or one part of my mind is like, I don't give a fuck. I work at Dollar General and just be a hermit and no one know about me. But I don't even know if life would even let it happen that way. Like, I feel like maybe, I don't know. I think even if I do have a job or whatever it is, that I would.
No, it corrects itself, man.
The whole process would still make me meet certain people.
Yeah, and you would learn a lot. You would think like, oh, just, working here, you're not going to learn much, but you really would. And just different, you'll learn more in different ways than you really wouldn't even imagine you would learn.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. No,
and even if like you did like try to work a job that really wasn't in alignment with you, you're gonna like autocorrect yourself out of it. Because I don't know how many jobs I've had to where it's like it just wasn't working out,
Yeah.
And it's like.
Yeah, man. I know. I mean, like, my job was kind of just like holding myself in different ways, and I know when it's just not working out. But the thing is like, yeah, I kind of get why people would like my dad. I feel like I understand why he has a job and why he works so much. I feel like it kind of kept him active in a way to where he's just constantly just getting money, and he's not really thinking about like consuming. And not, it's like there's no like festering stagnation because he's just getting up, going to work, doing it, and at some level I think that's kind of cool because it kind of creates a vacuum in a man or anybody if you just don't have something to get up for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I see like when I be making my own schedule at different times. I mean, this is after Lyme disease. This is after getting banished from the internet. I feel like sometimes I'll be like, I could wake up at 5 a.m. and just do breath work. But there's nothing making me do that right now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to sleep till 7. Or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going to sleep till 8.
No, that's exactly how I think everybody is, man.
But then I get up on some days and get up at 5 or 6. And I'll be like, get things done all the way up until 8 o'clock. And I'm like, I could have slept till 8 and had none of that shit done.
Yeah.
And then I'd be doing it from 8 to 11. Or whatever, 8 to, you know what I mean? And now it's like all this fucking time I could have been using reading or doing some shit or like just progressing in some way. And so I think it's like, that's the good thing about work where like, kind of like the body and motion stay in motion. Like, it's like a fine balance though, I feel like when it's like.
Yeah.
Because I think that like, you can get to the point where you're like, yeah, I'll take this on, this keeps you moving or whatever, and now you're not in a vacuum of like consumption or like stagnation.
Yeah.
That kind of, because there's a void there in your life maybe, because there's no job and there's no guidance or direction or structure.
Yeah.
I think, filling it with a job can like turn your energy up to where you're like, okay, I did that, got that done today, kind of like a dopamine hit.
It does, man.
And then after you get that done, then you go to the gym or you fucking work on something else or whatever, and you filling up the day because you like just riding off your own high kind of.
Yeah, it does feel good, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, I've seen it in different ways in my life. I never had like 9 to 5 or nothing like that, but I've seen like just getting tasks done.
Yeah.
How that feels great, But like at the same time, I've done shit even with football, where like I'd be coaching some kids or something. And I'm like, this fucking kid sucks, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like I gotta go spend 2 hours with this kid. And he's never gonna be as good as me. He's never gonna be as good as I was in high school. Why am I even spending the time? And I'm watching the clock kind of in my mind, like I can't wait till it's over. And I feel like that would drain me so much. And then I would just be like, filled with like a hunger. Because I'm just like, fuck, I'm just in time.
Yeah.
I'm scared to be in time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even though I kind of always am, like a dimension of me is time, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm always kind of scared to be in that space of time, like where I'm like conscious and focused on time, because I feel like then I'd be
Yeah,
like,
it sucks.
it scares me. I think I'm really scared of that shit.
Because, like, if you're at a job and you're just like, I feel like when you're at work and you're not busy and you're just standing around, that's when you're like watching the clock and you're just like, time is moving so much slower. Because you're just stagnating. You're just standing there like not doing anything and it's just slow.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But then like the minute you get busy and you get focused on something, you're trying to accomplish a task and get something done, that's when you look up at the clock and it's like, holy shit, it's like almost time to leave. You know what I'm saying? It didn't even like, so it's like, it's, there's been a lot of jobs that I was just like, it wasn't because like it was challenging. It was just because it's like, okay, well, like, this is not for me. Like, you just know, like, this is not what I need to be doing right now.
Yeah.
I have to find something else.
Yeah.
And that's what it's like.
It propels you, though.
Yeah, it propels you because, like, each other job I went to, it was just like, oh, well, this is what I need to do next. Or, like, this is what I need to do next. And, it just leads you to something, I guess where you're supposed to be, or like a better situation for you. That's maybe like in more of a alignment with you.
Yeah. I just be scared. Like, it's a fine line of that, being in that space where you're like, I can do things with this time. I don't want to waste time. I know I can get up and like take advantage or capitalize, for lack of a better term, on the time. But then there's this other side of it that's like, I'm going to be in time, and I kind of miss presence in some ways, you know what I mean? Like, because there's been times in my life where I'll just be like kind of just more present and not in that like, in that time like dimension. I'm not in that, I guess, perspective of being in time.
Yeah.
Like, and I just see how like one event will take me to the next event, and I just keep riding the wave to the next event, and I'm just like living. Before I know it, it's like a couple of years go by or whatever, and I just was kind of just paying attention. No one else, everybody else, I think from the outside looking in is like, you're walking a path that does not fucking exist. Like, there's nothing. Where are you going from here? Where are you coming from?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't see where where is your direction. But then I think because it's like they're looking at it from their life, and it just looks like a bunch of detached moments. But if you stay in present, then you can kind of see like, okay, this is where I came from. I can see shit opening up in different ways, and there's some things I'm blind to, but I know from staying the course and paying attention and being present that it'll be revealed as long as I stay present. And so then, so it's like I'd be scared to kind of break that up, because I feel like in a lot of respects, like since Lyme disease, I've been like in a space where like I'm fighting that. Like, am I wasting time? Am I in time? Do I want to get a job? Do I, you know what I mean? And just say fuck it and be like anybody and just, you know what I mean? And just do that shit and whatever. But I'd be feeling torn. I'd be feeling like both ways. I'd be feeling like I could just get a job and just like disappear off the face of the earth as far as the internet world and just say fuck it and never be on that shit ever again.
Yeah.
And just say, but at the same time, I'm always like, a part of me is like, I could just do kind of like what my sister is doing. Well, I've been doing that before she was doing, like organizing events, having people over, and I just don't want to be like contrived though. I feel like if it's a season where I need to just work a 9 to 5 or something or whatever, and that's just part of the towel, then I'll do that. Because
I think the only way you're really gonna know it is if you just jump into it.
Yeah.
Honestly, because I mean, like, before I started my job I'm at now, like, I was just so torn because I was at one place, you know, that I thought I would never leave. I was like, this is it. Like, I'm staying here. This is what I need to do. You know, I'm not gonna leave. And then like this other opportunity came up and was presented to me, and like, you know, some people around me was like, hey, like, you know, you know, they were basically like, hey, this is amazing. Like, this is a great opportunity. I feel like you should do it. You know.
Yeah.
And they were like, you know, some of my old teachers that, you know, I of course I want to take advice from them. I mean, you know, they're a lot older than me and they've been in the industry, and so I'll be kind of stupid to not take the advice. But still, even though, like, you know, everyone around me was like, hey, like, this is what you need to do,
Yeah.
I was still torn inside myself, like, with self-doubt, like, hey, like, is this really what I need to do? Like, I'm worried that this might not work out. I'm worried that this could be the greatest mistake of my life. I might regret leaving this place I'm at now, because I also had opportunities at the place I was at before, because they had plans, you know, to move me up and whatever. And
how many times have you met someone though that said like I was only gonna do this shit for like 6 months, and they'd be in it for years though, or stuff like that? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like you might have. I don't know. It's like a crazy because you're picking like your path or whatever, and it's like, oh, I'll just do this shit temporarily, and then until I get to, but then you just stay in that shit for who knows, and that's what be scaring me. I guess I'd be scared of that.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to though. I mean, there's so many different directions, you know, you can really go with, you know.
But the people was helping you. You felt like the people were helping.
Yeah, they were like saying, advising me, like, yeah, this is a lot better opportunity than what you're at now. Like, you know, you can make a lot more money. It's gonna be a lot less work. It's gonna be less, you know, strenuous on your body. It's more stable. You know, there's a lot more opportunities for growth. The benefits are better. You know,
yeah,
it's just a better job. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I just felt like when people was helping me, that's when I just would go in that direction. I know people always say like, if you going to if you running into adversity, you going the right way. Yeah. I don't know, bro. Like I don't know, because there've been times where like, you know, it's no point in fighting, and then it's just like go with the people that's welcoming me or they showing me that this shit is obvious I could succeed, and then because like when I first moved to California, people was just helping me. Like, cause I put in enough work to where I could reach out to them and they could reach back and we could work together. Yeah. And then now I feel like I'm in a place in California where it's like nobody's helping me. Like I feel like I have no help. Like it's totally like like I'm just isolated. But
and maybe that's telling you something.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's like telling you something.
Yeah.
You know, because
it's not even
like crazy because it's crazy that you say that, because at the place I was at before that I left, that's exactly how I felt then.
Yeah.
But like in the beginning, I was like, oh, this is perfect. Like I'm staying here, I'm not leaving because.
Did you think it was because they didn't want to help you or because they couldn't?
No, it's because I think they could. There was only so much they could do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cause like I know, cause like you know, it's people that like they get what can they do at this point? They can't really help. It's not, I'm not in a position to help back.
Exactly.
Or do anything that.
Okay, this place is offering me this much money and these benefits and this, you know, work life, and this place is offering me this. Well, it's like no matter how hard they try, like they realistically will never be able to match this.
Yeah.
No matter what, it's just they just can't do it. So it's like, you know, it's not like, you know, they didn't want to help me. It's just like they just really couldn't.
You can't be mad.
It's kind of an unreasonable expectation for them to.
Expect a duck to be an elephant.
Exactly. Like, and you know, I didn't ask them like, hey, this is what I'm getting offered. What can you match? And they didn't even attempt because they knew they would. The offer that they would give me wouldn't even match what I'm getting.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, I'm not even gonna try to convince him to stay
Yeah.
because it's just
Be a waste.
yeah, it's a waste of time and energy, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
it wasn't anything personal. It was just a better opportunity presented itself, and I just had to take it. Like I knew I needed to take it because I was like, if I don't take it, then I'm gonna regret it. And like this is my only opportunity to take it, and I know if I'm 10 years down the road, I might be like, damn, like maybe I should have took it, you know. And it's like, well, if I actually do take the opportunity, and it doesn't work out, then fuck it. It doesn't work out. At least I tried it. I can cross that off my list, and I won't have any regrets because I did it. I learned it didn't work out. Okay, let's move on. But it's like if I didn't take it, then 10 years down the road, I might be looking back like, oh shit, like what if, like what if it did work out and now I missed out on an opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, so I was just like, well shit, fuck it. What do I have to lose, man? You know? I mean, and it actually turned out to, be pretty good. I mean,
it's like you gotta really you gotta give shit the chance to be able to work with you though.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Different times in my life, I didn't give other people a chance, and I didn't give myself a chance. Like different times, like just leaving places too early. You know what I mean? Like even when I went to school in Tennessee, I think I was like, man, I could have probably stayed there and shit, but the ball would have bounced my way if I had put the work in. But it was. I left too early before I could let it happen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or different times like, break up with a chick and then like start fucking with her again or something. Like I'm not even giving myself a chance to see if I'm okay with being without her. I'm not even like trusting myself enough to see if I'd be okay without that or without without some sort of whatever the comfort is, you know what I mean? If I wanted to leave Tennessee, just like I need to go back to California. California is. You know what I mean? I felt like I could control, you know what I mean? Like, and it's and it's like the Tate Chang shit when it's like the more extravagant or like, the more that you have going into a plan, the more, unpredictable the outcomes will be.
That's exactly the truth, man.
Because so many times I'd be like, I can control everything if I do this thing, whatever the thing is. And then I go through the process of trying to get to that control, and like all these unforeseen things will pop out.
That's exactly, because like, you, like beforehand, you going into a new experience. Like in your mind, you've drawn up a picture of the way you think it's going to be.
Yeah.
The way you anticipate that this is what it's gonna be like.
And I'm attached to that shit.
Yeah.
I'm attached to that expectation.
Yeah, and then when you actually get into it, you realize, well, shit, like this is nothing what I perceived it to be. You just had to experience it firsthand to actually get the truth of how it's gonna be.
Yeah, so you get in a boxing match, you're like, I'm gonna hit him with the left and the right, but it's like if you miss the left, then what now you don't have no plan after that.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you have to really stay present.
Yeah.
To be able to endure. And man, the more I tried to control shit, the more like, I just wouldn't give myself a chance, man. Like,
and I mean, also, I do feel like we have.
It's like, you tell a chick too, like you tell a chick something like, at different times in my life where like we're even breaking up with chicks or something, and then like later on we have a conversation, and I'm like, yeah, I was feeling this other girl or something. She's like, you could have just told me. Well, I might not even have left, but you never gave me a chance to see how I feel about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, oh damn, I never gave myself a chance to be that confident. You know what I mean? I don't know, like, it's fun. I don't know. It's funny, man. My bad. What was you gonna say though?
Oh, nothing.
Yeah, man.
It's
I just went down.
It is tough though navigating though. I mean, because like, it seems like there's so many different paths you can go down.
Yeah.
I mean, with certain opportunities or.
But it's like ultimately like your will is only like going through that one.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can try to position your body away from that, but then it's just getting scraped up. And then getting dragged back to that one path. Like, and it's like, you could just stay on the fucking, it's like, the direct path seems long or whatever. It's like, and people like to take the side paths, even though the direct path is direct, you know?
I think that's one of the things that's like, you know, help me navigate through like my work life too. Because like, you know if something's like good for you or not, you know?
Once you experience it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so something is poison, you like, oh shit, never again, I don't need to do that shit ever again.
Yeah. And you know if something's like a healthy challenge.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, it's tough though.
It is, man.
It's tough sometimes to discern, because I be always like wondering if I'm in a fallen state, kind of like in a fugue state, like in a state of confusion, and like I'm operating from a state of just unconsciousness, like a fear, and I'm just in this fugue state, and I think that like I'm trying to like rationalize fear and the decisions I'm making, and like I'm trying to like buffer myself from experiencing my own emotions and my own self, and then I kind of like buffer myself from reality. And I never really experienced what I need to experience that would like propel me or like eject me from the situation or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're saying, like you got to go through it, and then you know, like, oh, I got to do something else.
Yeah.
But if I'm in the fear state, I'll be like, no, anything but that. You know what I mean? And just stay in that middle, and I never go anywhere, kind of.
Yeah.
And so you know, because.
Yeah, man. Every time I took the leap, man, I was glad I did.
Yeah. I'd be afraid though, man. I guess it just seems so, it somehow seems easier to do shit that you know, but you don't know anything, really. It's just the wild part, like at the same time, like, I look at shit like, if I could go back to California, just being California, and in certain cycles that I feel like I know, and I feel like I control everything, because I'm in a cycle that I've been in enough to be comfortable with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like I maintain a certain sense of like self-respect. But maybe I'm just settling for like I can have even greater self-respect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or a greater experience, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think ultimately you kind of know, you know, what you want and what you want to do. I mean, you just gotta follow it, you know.
Yeah. I just feel real scattered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cause I got so much stuff on the West Coast. It's not even just like, it's like sentimental value stuff too, you know.
Yeah.
And then I have things that are actually of value that I want, you know what I mean, that I want to bring back, you know, when I relocate. But yeah, man, it's wild. Like, it's a trip, man. It's been a fucking trip right now. Like, it's been crazy memory lane, man. Cause when I was in Nashville, like I was saying, I was in downtown Nashville, just walking through, going across the river and everything, and I just looked at the Tennessee Titans stadium. I was like, oh, son of a bitch, that's right. I could have been playing in this stadium every fucking Saturday.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, because Orlando Mitchens was one of the first dudes to contact me right when I was in junior college. He was the defensive coordinator, I think, for the Tennessee State Tigers at the time. He was like, yo, you should definitely, you know what I mean, I'm going to definitely set this up, get your official visit, you come to Tennessee State, man, you should sign, man. And I remember, bro, I was so not in my right mind and not being correct with my work, though.
Yeah.
Because I was, like, in two lives at once. Because I was trying to do trying to finish my AA, and I was stressing and everything, trying to do it in, like, 3 semesters. And then, at the same time, like, football was, like, on the back burner, but I had really good film, so then people was like, yo, we want to bring you on. And Tennessee State, at that point, when they offered me, I was like, I'm content. So the Orlando Mitchell was like, boom, we offer you. And And I was like, I remember being like, oh, thank God, I can stop thinking about where I'm gonna go now.
Yeah.
And I just remember just like rolling up a blunt and smoking right there, and being like, oh, thank God, I don't have to think about that no more.
Like celebrating.
Yeah, right. The dumbest shit though. The dumbest shit I should be doing push-ups or something. I should be throwing the ball. You know what I mean? The dumbest shit. And so fucking, I remember being like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks later, University of Temple came to visit me at my practice, and they watched me practice or whatever. And then I was pretty sure. I was like, all right, if Tennessee State don't work out, then Temple's gonna work out, right? And then boom, Temple's head coach get fired, and then Tennessee State's head coach get fired.
No.
Yeah.
What the
and I was
fuck?
like, oh, bro. You know what I mean? And so
That's crazy, man.
and I was so depressed, bro. I was like, I remember because after that happened, I flew back from LA to Jersey. And I remember just getting off the plane and getting home and just crying like a baby, man.
Yeah, I would have too.
Because I sat out a year because I was trying to save a year. I was redshirting so that I could save a year of eligibility to play 3 years of college ball at Division I level. And so I remember, I was like, it didn't work. I was like, fuck, man, I lost my offers, man. They got fired, man. I'm done.
Yeah.
And it was like right before Christmas. And I just remember just crying, you know what I mean? My mom came in the room like, what the fuck you crying? Like somebody died. She thought something like, you know what I mean? I was in that bitch wailing, bro. I was crying.
Yeah, I would have too, man.
Yeah, I was.
What are the fucking chances of that happening, dude?
I wasn't living right. You know what I mean? I think that's why my attention even got caught up in something like that. Because I wasn't living right. So my awareness got like lodged into something that was never really, I wasn't seeing it right. But at the same time, I'm smoking. So it's killing my patience and my endurance. And so then
So you're saying like you should have known that it wasn't gonna work out? Or
I should have just been like whatever's supposed, I'm doing the work, whatever's supposed to happen is gonna happen. And it's perfect, everything is, you know what I mean? I do, you know what I mean? But I wasn't doing the work. You know, I was slacking, I was smoking, and I was just like, I didn't play that year, so I was like off, you know what I mean? But I was really talented. And I had the body for it, so I was like, whatever, I'll be all right. If I get signed, then I'll get in shape. Instead of being in shape and getting signed and going, you know what I mean? And so, I was not living right. So my confidence was off. So I was looking at it like, if I get an offer, I'm like stealing. Instead of like, I deserve this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I put in mad work for years, and I did deserve it. That's what I got, the offers that I ended up getting. But if I would have been in a different state of work ethic at that moment, of signing, then I'd have been hitting it, like the momentum would have been there, to my confidence would have been there, where I'd have been like, I'm taking this is mine, I deserve it. Instead of me being like sneaky, like I don't deserve this shit, I'm not supposed to be here, I'm like getting over on life, like I'm like cheating, that's kind of how I felt. So like when those things got ripped from me, I was like, damn man, I'm on my back, I lost everything, you know what I mean? And then maybe a week later, there's like a coaching convention, and this dude was passing my tape around. Coach Greenwood, right? He was my homie, man. He was passing my tape around at the convention. It was mad coaches there from all levels. You know what I mean? And everybody started getting where I started getting offers again, and so then my confidence started coming back because because I'm letting the outside world determine my confidence at this point because I didn't put the work in. So then, now I'm fucking, going on visits and everything. Like, I had totally forgot about Tennessee State, right? Bruh. And then I ended up fumbling because I got the offer. I could have played it in Baton Rouge, in Southern, right? And I would have been in the SWAC. And I would have, I would have had a really good individual career. Would have been shit as a team, probably. Would have been 5-5 or something. But I would have probably went to the NFL because the whole staff was from the Super Bowl. Either they won Super Bowls or they played in them. Everybody on the staff. There was the whole Redskins staff.
Damn.
They all came to Southern at the time. They just was kind of floating because they got fired in Washington. Because this was in Clinton Portis had a shitty year. He was coming to press conferences wearing dumb shit or whatever, and so then they had a bad year, and then the whole staff got fired, and they came to Southern. And they were recruiting me, and they were like, you're going to be the next Ben Roethlisberger. we're gonna be here for a couple of years, yo, and then we're gonna go back to the league, and we taking you with us. And I was just so terrified, because I was like, I don't deserve this, because I'm not really working. You know what I mean? But my film was great because I was working to make the great film. Yeah. And so they were looking at it like, yo, what's up? Yo, I know you got it in you. You're going to be the next Ben Roethlisberger. Because the head coach was just, he was fucking, at one point he was the running backs coach at Seattle when Sean Alexander was MVP and they went to play the Steelers in the Super Bowl. So he was like, yo, you're just like Big Ben. I'm going to get you in, you know what I mean? His name's Stump Mitchell. Stump Mitchell, Hall of Fame coach.
I thought that was a crazy feeling, man.
Yeah, it was like so much. I was like,
I couldn't imagine, dude.
I was 19 and like, I went on every visit with my brother except for that one. And I should have went with him because it gave me like confidence. And my confidence was not there. I wasn't working. And like I should have been. Like I was.
Yeah.
And I knew what work was because I did it and I got results. And then I wasn't working and I was like, my life was just in chaos.
See, that's an experience that, like, not many people have experienced, man.
Yeah, it hurts, though.
Yeah.
It hurts so bad every day, you know what I mean? When I get reminded, like, man, when I see football on or something, I'm like, man, you know, I could play right now, but I will never, you know what I mean? Just because, like, once your stocks start falling, you ain't getting up. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to get up. You gotta be Michael Vick.
Maybe it was for the best, though, man.
Yeah, you know, that's to be told, I guess.
Well, what if it saved you from something a lot worse?
Yeah, that's true. Or, you know, I don't know. You never know. You know what I mean? Maybe I could have did that to the fullest and then would have brought me to something. I don't know. I really can't say. But, like, but I just remember, like, being in that place where they was like, yo, you gonna be the next guy. You know what I mean? You 6'5", 230, you gonna be the next guy. You doing this vegan thing, you know what I mean? This shit, you gonna be different. You know what I mean? We're all black university, you gonna be the white boy quarterback, you gonna be standing out, and you gonna be that guy. You know what I mean? And I was just thinking, like, I was just terrified, honestly, because I was like, I'm not working like I should be. I'm gonna fail y'all, and then I'm gonna hate myself. And so, like, I just, like,
oh, you should have just...
I should have just went with it. I should have just went with it, yeah. But I went and ended up going to Tennessee Martin because I was like, if I fail them, I don't care. Because I don't care. You know, if I fail, the expectations are what? What does it matter? I mean, nobody knows. Like, nobody knows. Like, at that point, if I just go into obscurity if I fail, you know what I mean? And I kind of, that's what I ended up doing.
Yeah.
And like, it was like, so when I was in Nashville recently, so anyway, right, so I do the Southern shit, and then I signed at Tennessee Martin. And then, like, a few days after I signed, Tennessee State called me back because they found my highlight tape. They was like, yo, Coach Mitchens or whatever, he was here or whatever, he left all the shit in the office. We saw your highlight tape. We want to sign you. And I was like, yeah, and I was like, yo, I could have just held the whole time, held out.
Damn,
and I would have ended up in Tennessee.
You already signed.
Yeah, I had already verbally committed. Tennessee State, I was like, yo, if you got the fucking offer from me, when I get there, I'll sign the shit. Just fly me out there. Man. Then they got fired and I couldn't go. And all that shit, and then I got the offers from all them other motherfuckers that I don't know, then I got scared and everything and I signed at Tennessee Martin. But if I had just waited some days, then I would have known that Tennessee State found my tape and they were trying to contact me. And then they finally found me and it was like, yo, what's up, dude? And I was like, I signed at Tennessee Martin. They're like, oh, you blew it. And I'm like, because it's the same conference. Yeah. But Tennessee State would have been a better experience because I'd have been in Nashville and I'd have played in the Titans Stadium every Saturday and I would have been probably intermingled with the Titans. They probably recruit.
They would have been able to see you a lot better.
Yeah, because it's cheap for them to just go to the practice or something, go to the pro day. And so, yeah. So I was walking through Nashville and I was looking at the stadium and I was like, fucking ruin my life, bro. That's crazy. And I'm like, because I was like, Nashville's pretty dope. It's a nice city. Oh, shit, that's right. And I was like, oh, that's a Titan Stadium, ain't it? I hate myself. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, yo. And then I was driving through Alabama to come back, right, this way. And I was driving through Huntsville, and I seen Alabama A&M. And I was driving, I was like, what is life taking? I didn't even mean to drive through. I just drove through the campus, because, like, GPS took me that way. And I was like, because Alabama A&M was the only motherfuckers that gave me a scholarship out of high school. It was like, yo, because my GPA was so low. They was the only school that I could get in.
Wow. Wow.
You know what I mean? And so they was like, "Yo, we'll take you." And I was thinking like, Alabama, A&M, what the fuck? I mean, I was thinking like, "I ain't got no quarterbacks." I'm from Jersey. I was like, "I ain't got nobody else around there." But I was good. You know, I was really good, and I was 6'5". You know what I mean? So it was like, 6'5", 220 or something as a senior. So they was like, we'll work with you. You probably won't start, but you come here, we'll give you an offer. You maybe you start your junior year. And I fucking, I just ended up going to JUCO. But I was just like, damn, what am I with Alabama, man? So I'm driving through this shit like, damn, this was the university, this was it. And I'm like, damn, life kind of bringing me back through. Because I never got to really face it. Because I never got to see Tennessee State, the campus, and Nashville. I never really got to see. I only drove through before. You know what I mean? I never got to face the decision really. Now I finally got to see. Life gave me closure on it. Like, yeah, you fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I'm like, oh man, it's a crazy memory lane recently. So it'd be hard for me not to be hung up on stuff. So every time I do anything, man, I be scared to fail. Like if I work a 9-to-5 job, I be scared to fail that because I feel it's such a big thing. And it broke my confidence to fail something like regular thing. Nothing's really regular. Everything's important.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I'd be like, damn, if I fail that, my confidence is gonna go even crazier low.
I think you'll be good, man.
But that's where my mind be though. You know what I mean?
I think it'll be good.
When I be doing regular with things that I was trained to be told was regular. But everything is significant. But But I just was like, oh man, I don't wanna do this shit. Because I shouldn't be doing it. In my mind, it's like I shouldn't be doing it. I should be doing something that I deem better or something.
Yeah.
And so my fucking false self is just crazy. You know what I mean? Bloated as fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so then, but it was just because of fear though. It's not because I feel like I'm better. It's that's narcissism, I guess. It's not, I don't feel like I'm better. I'm just scared to fail at something that, for whatever reason, I feel like
Shit, a lot of times that's when I
important.
learn the most, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really when I learn the most.
Embarrassment taught me a lot.
Yeah, man, it does, man.
I mean, it's like anything. I mean, the more older I get, the more I be realizing how afraid. Cause fear is like a motherfucker. It's paralyzing, man.
Yeah.
And I be seeing how I got these fears about everything. I'm afraid to go to California. Cause fucking Yogi died last time I drove from Alabama to California. So I be scared of that, bro. I be like, damn.
Don't ever leave Alabama, though.
Yeah, I be realizing damn, I got a lot of fears just because of the ways I fucked up though. And I know I'm not the same guy I was, but I'm always scared what if I am though.
You're a lot more wiser now than you were though.
But I always be
it's easy to be hard on your younger self, but it's we were not in the mind that we are in now.
Yeah.
I mean, even just 5 years ago.
But sometimes I catch myself. I guess that's what makes it more growth. Sometimes I catch myself in that.
Yeah.
Where it's the same thing where I want to control or I want to go into a routine I know, or it's I'm going to go to California, let me just go. And I'm pushing and I'm not being present. And I catch myself this is how Yogi died last time. This is how this happened last time. Because I was not, I'm looking at this projection instead of facing what the energy or what the reality is.
Yeah.
So I catch myself more now, but I still go into it's like a habit to go into that, where I got control. Let me control this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I just control freak, bro. You know what I mean? But then at the same time, I don't want no control.
Yeah.
So I can blame shit. It's you know what I mean? So.
I think a lot of us, man, we want some control,
Yeah. And it's only control I have, the only certainty that I can have is to that's all forgiveness is to make the correct action.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the only thing that's going to provide any certainty. Everything else is going to be projection. So the action has to be accurate.
Yeah.
And that's the only way that the forgiveness can happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I just keep if I was to continue smoking weed, You know what I mean? If I didn't stop years ago, then I'd never even be able to get to like past certain grief. Because the action is like creating this certainty that I don't deserve it.
Yeah.
I don't deserve any, like the apology is the action. You know what I mean? It's not the fucking like, oh, I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shit, I got to a certain point where I was in so much grief, like, it got to the point where I was like, yeah, like, if I don't stop smoking, then I'll never get over this shit, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
It's crazy.
it just made it worse.
Do you think, was you doing shit to other people? Were you letting people down? I don't know, because I think that's why I smoked. I don't know, because like, I don't know, like, I felt like I was doing shit to people, and like, I didn't know how to be sorry about it, because I didn't experience it. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be hurting girls' feelings and stuff, and I'm like, why are you sad about this, or whatever?
Yeah.
But I had never experienced it for myself, and I couldn't experience it because of the smoking.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I couldn't realize what I was doing.
Because you're in a fog.
Yeah, and then like coming out of smoking means that I had to face that, or like some fucking trauma's gonna hit me to make me have to face that. You know what I mean? I guess I don't know. And then I think you can still ignore it. You just smoke more.
Yeah, that's a good question, though. I mean,
Was you letting you just? I guess you got.
no, I definitely let myself down.
Yeah.
When I dropped out of school. That's probably one of my biggest regrets in my entire life.
Yeah. Same though.
Because like, I can kind of, you know, I'm not no D1 athlete that had fucking college scholarships, you know, NFL potential or nothing, but like when it came to school, like, you know, I enrolled in, you know, computer science out of high school, and like I was making straight A's, you know, 4.0 GPA for like semester after semester, you know, just full-time school. I was working no job. I was just going to school, working out, eating, sleeping, going to school, working out, and, you know, I don't know how I was doing it, but I was also like smoking weed every night too. But I kept it like kind of constrained, like to where I would only smoke like after my schoolwork was done, after I worked out, after I went to school and whatever.
Yeah.
For the most part. You
Yeah.
know, I kind of strayed from that, you know, sometimes, but for the most part, that's how it was. And, you know, I ended up getting a partial scholarship to the university. And after I completed 2 years of full-time coursework, I got all my basics done. I did all my math, like calculus 1, calculus 2, calculus 3, differential equations. You know, all my English classes, you know, and, you know, I was going in my junior year, and I kind of got satisfied. Like you said, like, you were like, oh, well, I got you know, you were talking about how you got the confirmation from Tennessee State, and then you smoked a blunt, like, oh, I can relax now.
Yeah.
I felt like I did the same fucking thing, because I'm like, oh, well, I put in 2 years of work, I got a partial scholarship to UA, it's the summertime, I don't have class until August, I can relax now. So I started, you know, fucking with this chick that I should not have been fucking with. And it completely just
Derail everything.
nosedive. Like, completely nosedive. And, yeah, completely derail everything, man. Like, from day one of classes, man, I went, like, the first 2 weeks consistently, and then I just stopped going to class. I wasn't doing any homework, I wasn't studying anything, I just was fucking, you know, smoking and drinking and fucking and just eating trash and just, you know, I wasn't, you know, completely lost focus, completely lost all my ambition, completely lost all my drive, completely lost, you know, all my discipline, you know, and yeah, I mean, you know, after we ended things, I kind of got back on track, and I had a full semester where I passed my classes and everything, and I was getting on track. But, I got to a point where I was just like, fuck it. And I just completely stopped. And I think, like, I'm just now getting to the point where, like, I'm kind of, like, back where I used to be.
Yeah.
Like, after fucking 10 years, almost.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like...
Yeah. Yeah, I think,
I mean, honestly... the mistakes that some of your biggest, that was probably the biggest letdown for me though.
Just dropping out.
Yeah, because it's like, it's just, I'm mad that I let this happen. Like, I did this to myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
I ruined everything, dude.
Yeah, there's nobody else. You can't,
Yeah, like, I could have been in a much different position, in a much better position now, if I would have just fucking put my head down for 2 more years and finished that shit out strong. Like, my life would have been completely different than it is now.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of like a massive letdown because it's like, well, shit, I did all that work. All those, all-nighters and fucking, stressing out about, making good grades and whatever. Getting a scholarship for what? For nothing. Like, I never even finished it. And yeah, like, I kind of want to go back and finish that shit, honestly.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I think about that shit all the time. Like,
Yeah.
I'm only like a couple semesters away.
Yeah.
And I just be like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like,
Just to finish. Just about finishing for
Yeah,
myself.
man.
Yeah, it's just finishing.
I mean, it's like, just gotta finish what you started, man.
Yeah, and then it's like you don't want to finish like certain things. Like I got into the habit of like forcing to finish, like forcing to break up, forcing to move, forcing, and then it just create these scars. Like say the same. It's like it's like when I got the surgery on my spine to get the cyst out or whatever. I feel like I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but if I could have just went at it more, like maybe 3 or 4 more years, like with natural remedies, because it took me a long time to develop it. I feel like. I feel like if I went at it more, 3 or 4 more years with natural remedies.
Could have shrunk it down.
Yeah, maybe I could have purged it just naturally, but. And then I feel like it just created, like, it was like a scar, like a big scar, and it kind of created like a wake of other scars in my life, like, because, like, so much shit was like a chain reaction from that. It's like ripping that out kind of was like bypassing, I was trying to bypass myself, so then, like, it caused me to have, like, major calamities, I felt like, to try to, because like life is like, all right, well, this has to balance. If you bypass this, then that means this shit's gonna get certain shit's gonna get more extreme. So it's like, I cut the fucking cyst out, my Instagram gets deleted immediately after that, and my dog gets diagnosed with cancer.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I was like, damn, well, maybe if I fucking didn't cut the cyst out, maybe she would have died more gracefully over the 3 or 4 years, and then maybe my Instagram would have got deleted, but it would have, you know what I mean? Or maybe I would have had a slower growth in my Instagram. But it wouldn't have been so abrupt. Because I'm telling you, like, soon as I got this shit scheduled for the surgery for my spine. I scheduled the surgery, then I do a breathwork session. And then when it's done, my Instagram's deleted. And I was like, what the fuck,
Dude,
You know what I mean? Yeah, and then like, maybe 3 days later, there's like, my dad comes back with the test blood results from my dog. He's like, I think he got cancer. I was just like, fuck, man, I can't. I knew she was sick, but I didn't think it was cancer. So I was in my mind, I'm thinking like, nah, she ain't gonna die fast. But everything happened like rapidly, and so then like, I don't know. I feel like I didn't. My windows of opportunity to respond accordingly were smaller.
Yeah.
Like, cause at that point, then I would have had to like quit weed. I would have had to like quit casual sex. I would have had to do all of it right then, in order to try to like reverse it, to try to like make it a more gentle process. But since I like fucking ripped this fucking parasite nest out my spine, then I feel like it just was like, oh yeah, you want to do that? Well, now now you're gonna have to you rip, we're taking the dog out, because I feel like we were linked, because both of us had Lyme disease. Like I got just diagnosed with Lyme disease, and she got diagnosed with it, and then so they running more tests on her to see if she's more sick, and then I get the shit cut out, and they're like, oh, she got cancer, and then it was just all at the same time.
That's kind of crazy, man, because like everything is like connected in that way,
She was like, yeah, because she's kind of like my parasite in a sense, where she was like teaching me to be present, because I wasn't being present, and then I feel like she had a parasite because I had a parasite. So then I ripped it out, and then it's like it couldn't probably function through her, like, you know what I mean? Because the parasite is just like making up for the voids in my own life.
Yeah.
And she's like making up for the voids in my own life, and she, and since we're together, then the parasite is invading both of us, but it's just filling the gaps, you know what I mean? So then I removed that, and then it's like nothing to regulate the energy.
So I had to remove her.
Yeah, because then like my brother was like, yo, I had to, because he had this dream before, he never told, he had this dream about Figgy. We had talked about it a couple podcasts ago, where he was like, yo, I had this dream I went to hell, and I was on a boat, and Figgy was with me. And she had this bulb coming out of her back. Her back split open, and she had like a bulb in her back. And she was fine, but she was just, she had this opening with a bulb, and it was like a living thing in there. And he was like, yeah, and it was on a boat in the Black Ocean going to hell, like towards hell. And it's like he's like convinced like it was the gates of hell.
Shit, man.
Yeah, and because like in fucking Egyptian culture or whatever, the dog when you die, Anubis is a dog that takes you to heaven or hell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like, the dog energy is like what takes you. Like that's why they buried him with the dogs and shit like that. Like you get.
And she was on a boat.
Yeah, he was like, yo, I had a dream I went to hell, and she was on the boat with me, and she was just there, like his companion. Because she was close to him like me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She spent just as much time around him probably, and like he was like, yeah, man, she had this big ass bulb, and at the time I didn't think.
That was like the cyst.
Yeah, and this was like years before, though. This was years before I had known I had Lyme disease, known that she had Lyme disease.
Damn,
before,
dude.
yeah, and so I didn't think nothing of it. I was just, I respect dreams, but I was just thinking like, whatever, you know what I mean?
That was kind of obvious, man. That's not even like encrypted at all.
Yeah, no, that was pretty direct.
Yeah.
But I just didn't think, I just felt like.
But at the time, if you would have known, if he would have told you about that dream at that time, you would have had no idea, like what that would have meant.
Yeah.
In the future, wise.
Yeah, no, because I hadn't really put the two and two together yet.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, man, and I felt like I was trying to live two lives, I was trying to do a bunch of shit, and instead of just like being with my dog, and just fucking being present with her and seeing where that took me. Cause I remember I would take her for walks and stuff, and I would just be like trying to avoid life, and she would be like being a bitch and be like, no, let's go this way, and I'd be like, all right, fine, and then I'll meet someone, or I'll meet somebody that I knew from years ago that I don't talk to no more, and I'll be forced to confront them and talk to them and get over whatever we had to get over. And there was like several occasions that happened. So like she was like always kind of my mediator, like doing that shit for me. I mean, she brought me to things that I was running from, and like.
Wow.
Yeah, so she was like, if I would, because I was just like trying to run around and fuck off and fuck bitches in other countries and shit, do dumb shit, and I would leave her for months at a time, and that's why, that's how she ended up getting into fights, my mom's dog, and then I couldn't control her health because I was gone, and then but if I'd have just stayed, then I'd have had control, you know what I mean, and then, and that's why I feel like having the idea of even leaving is kind of what led to me being not present in a yogi dining. You know what I mean? Because I was thinking about maybe going overseas and playing again. And it's like repeating the whole fucking thing over.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not leaving my dogs ever again. At this point, I'm not leaving them again. You know what I mean? I feel like.
I think that's the best decision.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, man. And so
It's tough, man.
yeah, but then all this shit has happened, you know, and then like having a parasite or whatever, and like dealing with that shit emotionally was wild. Like getting that ripped out of me, and then like going through the process of like
Dude.
doing breath work and everything, and like getting kind of back into my, cause that shit took forever to heal the scar tissue.
That's crazy because when I had mine taken out, I was like, this was before everything. Like I was in fucking junior or senior in high school. I can't even remember. And I was fucking smoking like a chimney, drinking, eating trash, fucking just abusing my sexual organs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no wonder I fucking, you know, had that shit, man. And like, I had no idea about any type of healing modalities or veganism or breath work or whatever. I was still working out, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was still going to the gym, but I was toast, man.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I feel like I was more numb to it. That's the reaction that I got. Like, I was just, like, I remember when it was so painful, and then when they removed it, like, I kind of lost feeling. Like,
in general?
To that area.
Me too, yeah.
But I think also it probably made me more numb to life in general as well.
Yeah.
Because I remember, like, my mom would have to, like, you know, redress the wound. And, like, I was, like, anticipating, like, there'd be a lot of pain, right? And I'm like, damn, I don't even, like, feel any of this.
Yeah.
And then she's like, this isn't hurting you or anything? And I'm like, no, I don't feel anything.
Yeah.
And there was no, like, I wasn't on pain medicine or anything. It was just, like...
Nerves are just offline.
Yeah, just done.
Yeah.
And... honestly, that probably has a metaphysical effect as well. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if...
Honestly, at that moment, I wasn't smoking.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of acid, though, when I got it cut out.
Right.
I wasn't smoking, though. I would, like, take RSO capsules sometimes.
Uh-huh.
No RSO?
Oh.
It's, like, just like THC capsules.
Oh.
I wasn't smoking. And then, like, after I got it done, like, maybe a month after I got it done, I just remember being like, fuck, I'm smoking. And then just going back and then we'll have it, and I'm fucking everything. You know what I mean? I'm having sex with any, you know what I mean, like with any pretty face or whatever. And, you know, and so yeah, it was like, I felt like it just unleashed shit. Cause that shit was like regulating my energy kind of, the parasite.
Uh-huh.
And then like ripping it out like that and bypassing the process was like,
Yeah.
it made me open to like a lot of shit. Cause it was like a vacuum. Then like fucking parasitic bitches and shit started coming in my life cause they like to fill it.
Yeah.
Cause they probably the thing was probably working through them cause it couldn't just work directly through me like it was.
Yeah.
So it was like, well, I'm still here. You know, metaphysically, I'm still here. Now I gotta do it. Now it's like, now you gotta bring two bitches through now for me to work through, you know what I'm saying? Cause I can't get to you like I was at one point. Now it's just, it might be more chaos. You know what I mean?
Wow, man.
Yeah. And,
oh shit, what do you do, man? What do you do in a situation like that?
I don't know. I was so fucking, just gone. When I think about it, like, I was so angry. I was so angry that my shit got deleted, that, like, my money started becoming low, and I started thinking about money like that again, and fucking, I still was limping from Lyme disease, and I was just fucking still, you know, just annihilating bitches, you know what I mean? Like, I was just angry, bro. I don't know. When I look back at it, I don't feel as angry as I was then. I definitely feel like there has been growth in that way. I'm not as angry. I'm still pretty fucking mad sometimes, but I'm not as angry as I was.
That'll probably happen with age, though.
Yeah, you don't have the energy for it to be angry.
You don't.
Yeah. You want to stop being angry before your body can't do it. You want to.
Yeah, you want to get over anger.
Yeah, before you run out of the gas.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. Doing the shit that I did, it made me like convinced that I was bad though, bro. Like it's hard for me to shake it. Like it's hard for me to even trust myself. It's like trusting a fucking like a serial liar, fucking, you know, womanizer or something, like.
Yeah.
Cause it's like I'm at the same time like raping my own body. You know what I mean? Like, which is like the feminine part, kind of. You know what I mean? Like the Eve of the light. You know what I mean? Like the light is the will and the consciousness and everything. The body's like that's the atom and shit, and the Eve is like the body itself. And I'm just fucking raping this thing and fucking using it to fucking hijack energy out of bitches, and then, but it's not even really my will. It's like, you know, the fact that I'm subverting my will is why it's even happening. And like, but so that all going through the whole shit, and then like coming out on this other side and my life being in shambles, I'd be like, fuck, bro, I'm convinced I'm bad. Like, it's hard for me to like, it's hard because I'm always looking at like, I'm attacking myself. Maybe it's the Lyme disease thing. Maybe it was always there, like metaphysically, like where I'm just like, well, I'm the enemy, so I gotta fucking eliminate myself, and then life will be okay. You know what I mean? One time I was looking at this nihilist meme though. It was hilarious because it was like, oh, you think the world will be a better place if you kill yourself? It won't change anything either way. So it was like, and it was just, yeah, you know what I mean? It won't change. It's not gonna be a better or worse place or whatever. Like, don't flatter yourself or some shit like that. And that shit was so funny to me. And as sick as that is, or dark as that is,
It's kind of true.
It's true though. It's true. It's true, yeah.
And honestly, remembering that would be a good way to prevent someone from doing that. You know?
Yeah.
I guess they realize that, you know.
Yeah, man. The world's gonna be what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man, but I think that's my main problem. Is that, like, I'm convinced that I'm bad.
No,
Like deep down, it's there though.
You're not bad though, man.
But I'm like always like fucking like.
You know, there's
a
difference between being like evil and being like making bad decisions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then like when you know you're making bad decisions, then it's evil. I feel like, you know what I mean? Because at different times, I knew it was wrong. You know what I mean? And I went against that. I don't know what I was thinking I could be. You know what I mean? It's like I knew it was wrong, but not enough. I knew that it was like, I didn't know there was what it would bring, but I knew it was wrong. I don't know why I needed to figure out what it would bring to be like, oh, that's why I knew it. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you know, you cheat on a bitch or you cheat on yourself, and you be like, I knew that was wrong, but I just wanted to see what it would do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there was plenty of times when, you know, I was in relationships and I knew that I shouldn't be in that, you know?
Yeah.
And I was kind of just like going against myself. And I mean, you really just know that it's not right, you know? And,
I don't know, like, it's a wild thing though. Like, it's like you in it because you feel like you deserve it somewhere. I deserve this worthless bitch because of my identity myself. It's like my relationship with myself. I'm with this bitch, you know, or whatever. You know, it's like a crazy punishment. And then yeah, like I be punishing myself because I punished myself. Like unconsciously, maybe I like smoked weed or did something dumb or made a bad decision. And now I'm fucking piling on myself. It's like, oh, I punished myself. Well, I deserve to punish myself because I punished myself. You know what I mean?
man, that's a trip, dude.
That's what it be. That's what it be like though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know, man.
Shit, man.
I don't know. I've left it. I've given so much credit to the outside, like determining my value, like results. So result oriented. I mean, because sports and stuff. I mean, like, I need physical like reinforcement. Like
Yeah.
I don't have the patience to just be like it's coming, it's there, it'll be. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like I feel like,
That's the hard part too.
yeah, because I'm just convinced I'm bad, and I feel like ultimately, since I give the outside world the say so as far as what determines if I'm good or bad, I don't.
Yeah.
There's nothing that I could do or say that will ever convince me that I'm good or that I'm okay, at least, because I'm
I think
convinced
you're good,
that.
man.
But you know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
I've never. There's not because since I've given that power out, there's not a thing that I could do. Like I could fucking go to the NFL right now. I'd still be like, oh, I ain't shit though, because like eventually that has to stop.
I think one day you might change your mind.
Yeah, maybe. But like,
And you might wake up like, you know what? Maybe I'm not so bad of a dude.
I got some energy left. I need to have energy left when I have it, bro.
Yeah.
But
I mean, cause it's like it is difficult, but like you're going through spring training and summer workouts, and you don't get any like, I guess, gratification until after you win the championship.
yeah.
You go through all the first 10 of those games, and it's just like regular season games.
Yeah. Even if you win, it's like, oh, well, that's what we need to do. It's just business.
Yeah. Or
Can't
like,
celebrate.
you might go through classes and finish one class after the other, but I mean, all the nights of studying and hard work, you're really not gonna get all the satisfaction until you finish
Yeah.
the program.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
yeah. You talking about death now?
Shit, I mean, I
The last ride's the best ride.
I didn't think of it like that, but like I guess you could apply that same idea to death though.
You're gonna complete it all.
Yeah.
Like, fully ride this bitch out.
Maybe that would be the climax.
Yeah,
You know?
man. I don't know. Please don't take that long. But that's what it is though, man. Like if I don't have the ability, because I feel like I've stripped myself of the ability to approve of myself or to at least be like I am okay or I'm not. I guess at some level it's like I don't know if it's self-defeating. Like I want to lift something I can't lift. Like I want to fucking the weight of my world on my shoulders. Because I like the narcissistic ego. Like I can fix the world. So then it's like if I can't fix the world, then I ain't shit. But then it's like, how the fuck can I fix somebody else's problems? I can only do what I can do.
What was it Tao Te Ching said? It was like,
Do your work and step back.
yeah. Or it's like, do you think that you can fix the world? I don't think it can be done.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
But it's like, do I pick that shit just because I know it's like Theo Von be saying, like, I always wanted to be perfect because I knew I could never be it. So then I could never be satisfied. I'll never approve of myself, and I'll always be self-defeating because I know that, and it's like comfortable. It's like I'm loyal to my self-defeatedness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm loyal to the personality that is. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and so maybe that's why I picked that shit because I feel like I don't know what I would need to do. I made it an outsourced thing for self-worth or self-value or self-respect. I have to save the world, or I have to do something bigger than me, or some shit like that. Than bigger than just being myself. It has to be bigger than that, because with myself is fucking the enemy. You know what I mean? That's kind of where it's at. It's like autoimmune. It's like a parasite thing, like where I'm like, anything that's myself, resembles myself, is the bad thing because I'm just innately bad. Like, and that's kind of like hard to work out.
What do you feel like you need to do?
I don't know. I don't know what I could do to prove it. It's not. I've made it to where if it's innate and I can't do nothing about it, then there's nothing I can really do. I've already stripped myself of like the power to be able to like respect or approve of myself. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because if that was like, say there was a way that I can monitor progress to get to the point to where I say, okay, now I'm okay. It's okay to care about myself. Then. That would be logical. That would be but I'm in a place where I'm like, yeah, there's nothing I can do. I'm just writing myself.
I think that's the I think Yeah, that's how it is, though.
But I'm just
Right?
writing myself. Yeah, but I'm guessing. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think that's how it is.
I've written myself off to where it's just like, yo, nothing can save me. I can't save
Now you
me.
just need to give yourself a chance, man.
Yeah, it's hard though, because I feel like I don't deserve it. Because I feel like it's like giving a fucking cheater a chance, man. I've been cheating on myself all these years. You know what I mean? It's like I'm a deadbeat dad. You know what I mean? To myself. You know what I mean? I'm not raising myself. Like I'm fucking. I just be cheating myself. So it's like I don't want to give him another chance. And I just feel like I'm innately wrong. Like, the things I did, all the things I did, is because I'm innately bad. I don't know how much of it. Some of it was probably conditioning, but some of it I'd be like, does that shit just happen because I'm just innately fucking evil? You know what I mean? Like, is that why that happened? And I don't know. And so then I just always feel like there's no means. It's like irreparable. I'm like convinced that like there's no, what are the means to doing it? And how could I trust myself to say that's okay? Because if I'm bad already, then there's no approval system that I could ever think up or devise to be able to say like, okay, I've reached a point where I'm okay. Because it came out of me. It's like I make it to where somebody else to say like, oh, now you're okay. It's wild. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's hard.
No, I think it's just something you're gonna feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to. I don't know. I would like to. You know what I mean?
It's just something you're gonna feel, man.
It's like the same. It's
You
like
may not be able to like quantify it, you know,
Yeah.
or explain it, but you're just gonna feel it, you know.
Yeah. It's like the thing with Pharaoh though. Like, I gave him so much power to be able to give me approval, and then it reached the point where I was like, I mean, fuck what this guy has to say. But then it's like I'm looking for someone else to give me approval. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I find myself sometimes where I'll be like, maybe I should hit him up, man. But then I always like cycle back to the point where I'm like, it's like the same thing I do with myself. Where like, it's like going back to a cheater. You know what I mean? To go and hit him up is like going back to a cheater. It's like, and that's how I
like
treat
the
myself.
woman that cheated on you.
Yeah.
You broke up with.
Yeah, it's like the same thing, but that's the way I treat myself, in a sense where like I've cheated on myself so many times, so then I'm like, oh fuck myself, fuck that, fuck who I am, and fuck caring about me, and then.
Do you think you would benefit from talking to him?
I feel like it's just like getting cheated on, where you like. Sometimes I feel like when I got cheated on, I would be like trying to talk to her, the chick, so that I could get like more information and try to get more confirmation to feel valid, to feel like I'm deserving, or like is this bitch miserable? Let me see, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Does she still love me or whatever? You know what I mean? Shit like that, and then it would be like I'm making it to where I need information from them to be okay with myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I felt that way before too.
So that's how I feel like with him. Like where it's like, man, whenever I go through that point where I'm like, maybe I should hit him up, I always like remember why I don't. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Motherfucker.
He probably knows you're gonna hit him up one day.
I don't, yeah, maybe just cause the cycle, maybe.
Just give him some time.
Yeah, it's just like it is. It's like when you fuck a bitch and you know she coming back.
Yeah.
It's like you mistreat them as like a fucking trauma or something, and then they just come back. Stockholm syndrome.
He does that shit on purpose, bro.
It's Stockholm syndrome. Yeah, you know what I mean. And he knows he's like into psychology like that. You know.
He's giving everybody Stockholm syndrome, man.
Yeah, I don't know how he treats other people. I just know how it is with me. I don't know how the fuck he is with other people. Maybe he's fucking peachy with them. I don't know how he is with them.
No, it wasn't peachy with me.
I mean,
it sounded like he didn't want to talk to me.
Yeah, but I don't know. You know, I don't know. And that's the same thing with my man Chris. He's the same thing, my boy Chris.
So it's all three of us.
Yeah, we all have the same shit, but
it wasn't very warm and welcoming, dude. It was very like, fucking, this is business.
Yeah.
This is business, bro.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Fuck
man.
your feelings,
Yeah.
like, you know.
I mean, I get that, but like it's like where it's a point where you like taking advantage and mistreating and lying. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's the fucked up point. And now I'm like, I don't even want to learn from other motherfuckers. And people,
he's just toying, bro.
And people can teach me things, but I'm just so like, last time I would let a motherfucker try to teach me something, they lie to me and they fuck with my mind, and I don't.
Invade my dreams.
Yeah, I don't want to learn now because I got disassociated with learning now. And so it's wild, like, so I fucking, it's like a wild, it's a crazy thing, is where I just continually look for, like, I don't know if it's a father figure thing,
Yeah.
where I feel like if I had a person that I respected as a man that approved of me, then I would approve of me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not,
No, I mean, I feel like we all need that. You know?
Yeah. With the older I get, the more I can respect what my dad did, the sacrifices he made.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'd be like, I don't know, I feel like I've experienced men that I respect more, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. Like they respected themselves more.
Yeah.
So it forced me to respect them more. It wasn't like I just chose to respect them more than my dad because they were cooler or something. You know what I mean? So I feel like I've experienced men that respected themselves more than my dad respected himself. And so it's hard sometimes for me to like appreciate him like caring about me or respecting, because like, you would think like something basic as him just caring about me would be enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it
But
should be.
It doesn't feel like enough.
Because the way I judge myself and the way I judge, like, well, he not the person that I seem like, that I feel like is the man's man that I think a man should be.
I feel exactly that way.
So I'd be like, whatever, fuck his opinion, fuck his love don't count. That's kind of that way. You know what I mean? And it's fucked up. I need to somehow get over that. I don't know.
I think, dude, that's probably like really common, dude. I think like a lot of sons be feeling that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I had friends growing up. Like one friend was a basketball coach. His dad was a basketball coach, and I just remember being like, "Damn, you're a stand-up dude. You like, I'm kind of scared of you. I was never scared of my dad. You know what I mean? Like, maybe when I was real little, I don't even remember because he just was bigger. But as I got to be like 12 or whatever, we was like the same height almost. You know what I mean? I'm like, get the fuck out of here, I ain't scared of you. You know what I mean? And so that's where I be thinking like I'm a shitty son. Because you gotta still be a good son, you know what I mean? You be the best dad on earth. Yeah. The best dads might have the worst sons, though, because it's like their challenge. Because they're such a fucking good person. I don't know.
I didn't think of it like that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe one of the sons is that way.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I feel like, so, like, I was a shitty son in some respects. Because I would just be like, whatever, you're not like my friend's dad. So it don't matter. You don't put no fear in my heart. You don't scare me. So I don't respect you. I don't know why I need to be afraid of you to be respecting you. But that's how I felt. I don't know. I was afraid of. My shit's still going live. No, it's still on. It's still on. Yo, message me. Did y'all hear all of that? I don't know why shit. I don't know when did it cut off? I don't know when it cut off, but we was about to wrap it up anyway. I know your girl about to be home. It was on the whole time? One? Give me a... Alright. Yeah, alright, cool. It was on the whole time. Alright, cool.
Nice, man.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck, bro?
I was like, damn, we just talking to ourselves, man.
Nah, cause I posted that post, like, I'm about to have a psychedelic barbecue. Who wants to come? And they were like, this involves drugs. We took it down.
No way, dude.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to call it a breath barbecue or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some shit like that. Yeah.
We could call it like a fucking Alabama Apple Music Fest.
Yeah. I was thinking like, we were talking about that earlier. Like, let's have a silent joint. Like, it'd be the challenge. We do mad psychedelics. And be quiet. Should be as quiet as we can be.
That's gonna be so hard.
Yeah, right?
I'm not gonna be able to keep it together.
Yeah, because everybody be nervous. Like, yo, I gotta fucking talk. Let's talk.
Or I'm just going to fucking explode in laughter.
Yeah. The laughter.
Hysterical laughter, man.
Yeah. And if we do this shit in Alabama, all my neighbors are gonna hear me. But they,
we're going up in the river, dude.
Yeah. All my neighbors got like fucking multi-million-dollar houses though. They should have better insulation than I have.
Yeah.
So, you
got a point, man.
So they should. I'm like, look, go to sleep, bitch. Close the door. Yeah.
Well, in the summertime, it's so easy to be loud outside because like everything else is louder than you. Like the fucking cicadas and shit.
Yeah.
So fucking loud, man.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna be able to hear you, dude.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
But like in the dead of January. yeah. And like the frogs and everything. But like in the dead of January when it's like silent. You know, silent as fuck, you know?
Oh, your girl home.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
You keep going?
We can keep going.
But yeah, man.
We can wrap it up in a little bit.
Alright. Yeah, man. I don't. She might not want to be on. Sweet. It's too late, sweet. But yeah, man. I guess that we can wrap it up.
Alright.
Yeah, I don't want to. She walking for the live. Alright, y'all. Patreon.com/Taylor Durden. Sweets, come on, you know her. Damn, a lot of people was watching though.
How many?
I don't know, I'm scrolling through all the logins. It was a decent amount of people. It's 10 right now and it's fucking 3 in the morning.
Shit, man.
Yeah, we'll have some more.